Padres fell, unfortunately, last night, losing 2 of 3 against the Mariners. They're currently 2 games back of the Dodgers in the NL West, and they also have lost that tiebreaker. Aztecs back. College football tonight, live from Snapdragon. They're taking on Stony Brook at 7 o'clock. You know that game right here on San Diego Sports 760 with pregame starting at 5. They're currently favored by 19.5. Need better sleep this Labor Day weekend. Upgrade to premium sleep at Mattress Firm's best sale of the year. Let their sleep experts match you with the perfect bed and get the rest you deserve. They make sleep easy.
Oh my goodness, people. Here we go. College football fully back. Everybody in action over the next few days. It's San Diego Sports 760. Ben Fletcher, Sammy Long. We'll be with you till 2 o'clock today. John and Jim will take over then. Of course, his weekly appointment coming up at 1:30. Coach Kentera will be joining the program as we get ready for a busy Padres weekend for the Aztecs hitting the field at Snapdragon for the first time this season later on today. We'll be down San Diego Sports 760. We'll be down at Snapdragon Stadium from 5 till the end of that ball game today. I'll be doing pregame with J.R. Tolver a little bit later on. We get going at 5 o'clock. John Schaefer, Rich Ornberger will be on the call of the game starting at 7. And then I'll have halftime and postgame for you as well. So we got a busy day here in San Diego. And let's get started with the San Diego Padres, who do fall yesterday 4-3 to the Seattle Mariners. And that's what, 5 out of 6 now on the year. The Mariners have beat the Padres. These are two teams who obviously with the Vetter Cup, a lot on the line, Sammy. But
oh my God, they lost the Vetter Cup.
I know, it's a lot. It's a big deal.
You think Eddie Vedder even knows that's a thing?
Well, he does now. He was at the broadcast booth being boring. So yeah, it was.
I think he was asleep on the broadcast booth.
It's the Vetter Cup, man. It's a big deal. But the Padres do lose that on the year. And yesterday was disappointing. Brian Wu has been very good against the Padres this year. He was good against the Padres again yesterday. And we can go through yesterday's game comb by comb, inning by inning if we want to. But ultimately, the Padres ended up losing that game. What does that mean moving forward? Well, now you're 2 games back of the Dodgers in the division. You're going to need to play that much better over the next 28 games, I believe, to try to get that spot back. You really do want to have the 4th spot at the very least heading into the postseason this year. Otherwise, you're going to have to be on the road for a bunch. And the Padres, so far this year, as we found out yesterday, are not good on the road against postseason teams. Jim Russell found this stat. Give him credit. Kevin Acee found this stat. Give him credit. We all could have found this stat, but those 2 guys really put their nose to the ground and found it. Padres 1-9 against postseason teams on the road in terms of series. They have not been good against the upper echelon of baseball when they're on the road. And we saw that again this weekend. There's questions facing this Padres team about what they can do on the road and heading into the postseason. As of right now, you kind of feel like the Padres are going to be a road team in the first round of the postseason. What do they have to do to remedy that? Hope. Hope is the right answer. Hope that this offense can come alive and hit like they're supposed to hit. Hope that you get better starts in the postseason and buck this trend that has been starting pitching, going out there and only pitching for 3 or 4 innings. They got a lot of hoping to do, and I don't know if that's the best strategy for a World Series, but it kind of feels like that's what we're down to, isn't it, Sammy?
Well, the problem is that, like, let's just go back a week. This team on Saturday, or half a week, on Saturday night, it's like, hey, they played really good baseball. Friday, Saturday against the Dodgers, you're looking at taking the series. Halfway through the game on Sunday, 4th or 5th inning, they have the lead 2-1. You're handing it off to the bullpen. You're feeling great. And you're thinking, hey, we have a chance to literally go up 2 games on the Dodgers, even though they have the tiebreaker with this game. We all know what happens. They fall apart in that game. But then you still look at Monday, you go, you know what? They took 2 or 3. We're going to, give them some props there. And then to just kind of roll into Seattle almost with this like feeling of like you're just going to roll over them, knowing Seattle's a damn good team and has been for a long time. And Brian Wu is exceptional. The Padres were actually the first team, I believe, to knock him out, not let him go into the 7th inning, which is kind of crazy. And they still lost the game. But I mean, it's a problem right now. They're down 2 games. They're really down 3 because of the tiebreaker. In the Dodgers, like 2 weeks ago, we were talking about how before the first Padres-Dodgers series, who was going to take their series more seriously? The Padres playing the Giants or the Dodgers playing the Angels? And the Padres took the Giants seriously and swept them. And the Dodgers, played in Anaheim and got embarrassed and got swept on the season series on the year. And then this week, it feels like the Dodgers took the Reds seriously and have blown them out in every single game they played. And even though the Reds are questionable, they are a fringe playoff team. I don't think they're going to get in now because the Mets have been playing good baseball, but they've been right there in the My problem with the Padres is it feels like every time they get to the point where they beat the Dodgers twice in a row, it feels like they're throwing a party in the gas lamp, and then they forget that they haven't won anything yet and have to actually go prove it. And now we're sitting here a half a week later, and they're 3 games back in the division.
Yeah, that is the life of a Padres fan. And I think it has been for about 60 plus years now, where it feels like they're right there, and then they just take a big step back. So maybe this year will be different. Maybe if we want some positives, Fernando Tatis Jr. seems to be hitting the ball a lot better. His numbers are starting to climb in the positive direction. Had another double yesterday. I think he's had the most doubles in baseball over the last since the end of June. So Fernando Tatis Jr., he's climbing. He's moving in the right direction. We still don't have that pop that we're used to seeing from him. But Fernando Tatis Jr. doing better. Now, I will say a sticky situation the Padres are going to find themselves in moving forward is Jackson Merrill returning from the injured list. What do you do with Gavin Sheets, who's been hitting the ball really good? And when Jackson Merrill went to the injured list, it wasn't like he was hitting the ball really good because they've slid Laureano over to center. You're not taking Laureano out of the lineup ever. O'Hearn's hitting pretty good too. I don't think you really take him out of the lineup that much either. Jackson Merrill coming back, does that put Gavin Sheets just in a DH role or a pinch hitter role? Like, Gavin Sheets has been hitting the ball well. Jackson Merrill, I don't know. He's a great center fielder. Wasn't hitting well when he went on the IL.
The name value is Jackson Merrill, and the contract they gave him, they're going to play Merrill. But to your point, Fletch, there's something in the sense of that Sheets has been playing very well. It seems to be a shame to just be putting him back on the bench and on ice. For Merrill, you don't really know what you have coming back. Now, again, you're going to play Merrill because of the upside of Merrill is much better than Gavin Sheets. But
is it? Gavin Sheets' OPS is the highest or fourth highest in major leagues among players with at least 40 plate appearances since August 11th. Gavin Sheets has hit 378 since August 11th. 14 of 37. I don't know that you can bench him right now, dude.
Well, the whole like going on the road thing. You said the stat. They're 1-9 against road playoff teams on the year in series. And so it shows you how much Petco Park and the fans here in San Diego really do matter, because I think you look at Philadelphia and San Diego as two of the biggest ballparks with the biggest home field advantage in all the major leagues. Right now, the Padres are going on the road in the wild card. They're going on the road in the NLDS, and then would be the NLCS and the World Series. Again, anything can happen, but listening to John Jim with Kevin Acey yesterday, like counting on the hope, like that most times the higher seeds win. We've seen the Texas Rangers. We've seen teams do it. We've seen the Arizona Diamondbacks a couple years ago get hot at the right time. But it is frustrating. It feels like the Padres get right there, get a lead on the division, and then they just kind of take their foot off the gas. And we're sitting here half a week later going, well, now they got to make up 3 games on these guys, 4 games. I mean, it's not saying it can't be done, but the Dodgers have an easy schedule too, just like the Padres.
949, Belichick's daughter, girlfriend filed for the gold digger trademark. Travis Kelce is punching the air right now because he should have filed for it. We talked about that yesterday. Very, very funny.
Dude, I'm just so excited for Monday. We're not going to be on air because Labor Day, but Bill Belichick with his girl.
Oh, we'll be watching. And we'll be reacting on Tuesday. 858 Texan says, remember, boys, the Vetter Cup is for charity. My brother-in-law, who's a Dodger fan, sorry, dude, wants them to do something like this with the Angels. Look, we've talked about the Vetter Cup charity. That angle of it is very cool. But it's a kind of meaningless thing that started back when, because the Padres and the Mariners, neither of them had a rival. And so when they started interdivision play, they just kind of stuck those two together.
No, I'm glad it's for charity because the whole idea is dumb.
Well, it is now. It didn't used to be. But still, we're supposed to think it's a big deal.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's great that they're giving money to charity. That's fantastic. But that doesn't count for the fact that Pearl Jam is overrated and that it's kind of a meaningless cup.
Ben Fletcher, Sammy Long, we're with you till 2 o'clock today. I'll be back with you at 5 o'clock today for the pregame show alongside J.R. Tolver for Aztecs football. College football is all the way back, baby. We got games starting at 2:30 today. I think that's right. Boise State.
We got Nebraska and Cincinnati tonight.
This is a big day, man. We're going to get to the big 3 right now. That'll carry over into segment 2 a little bit. Coach Kentera is going to be jumping on the show at 1:30 for his Thursday stop. Sammy, let's stop wasting time. Let's get to the big 3. Top stories in the world of sports. Smash that button.
Your lunch break is here. Ready to go back to the office and knock the socks off your friends? Coworkers? It's time for the top stories of the day. The Big 3.
We do be streaming. You can find us on YouTube at San Diego Sports 760, on Twitter or X at Fletch and Sammy. Find us there, like it, comment, subscribe, retweet, do all the things. Sammy, where are we starting?
We're starting the NFL.
Woo.
Do you guys know that we're 1 week away?
Exactly.
We are
1 week away.
Week away from Cowboys Eagles. It is truly the best time of year, but this broke right before our show. So per Adam Schefter, Todd Archer and Dan Graziano. Several teams have spoken to the Dallas Cowboys about a potential Micah Parsons trade. And for the first time, the Cowboys appear willing to at least listen to offers. Reaction.
Name, Shefty. I want to know what teams are in on it. Look, this could easily be a Jerry Jones kind of saying, hey, Micah, you better sign our contract. If not, we're going to trade you and you're going to lose out on all the sponsorship deals you have because you're a Cowboy. Or this could be legit. I said this earlier this week, I think, maybe last week, where Micah Parsons might be at the point where he's like, I don't care if they do give me the number that I want. I don't care. I don't want to be used. I don't want to be Jerry Jones's latest poster child for, hey, the Cowboys pay their players, because that's exactly what's been happening all offseason. Micah Parsons has been used to drum up drama for the Cowboys. If he's sick of it, if he really wants to put his foot down, he can kind of force the Cowboys' hand here. They need draft picks. The Cowboys also need cap room. Micah Parsons can offer both of those. They would rather have him on the field, but if he's not going to play this year, probably the only option is to trade him.
In terms of the Cowboys' long-term picture, it would be the smart thing to do, even though it seems crazy to trade a 26-year-old, possibly best defender in the NFL. But the Cowboys really do. You can't have all your money tied up in a select group of guys. All their money's tied up in 4 players: Trayvon Diggs, Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and then it would be Micah Parsons if they pay him. So on paper, that makes sense. I think it's wrong that you the one guy you don't pay is the best guy on your team. Like, you're going to pay Dak and Trayvon Diggs in them, and you're not going to pay Micah Parsons. Seems crazy to me. But Jerry's not going to trade him right now because there's nothing that does for this season. Jerry's all about being in the press, being in the news, making sure the Cowboys brand is on point. This would have made sense before the draft. You could have got a king's ransom. You could have taken someone's next 2 or 3 drafts for a player like Micah Parsons. Young pass rushers don't become available. It's like in the NBA when Luka Doncic became available. Those things just don't happen. Young superstar guards don't become available. Young superstar pass rushers don't become available in the NFL. I mean, they're listening. This does feel like Jerry Jones wants this out there to like just drum up drama. But and
to turn up the heat on Micah. Being like, look, we're not scared to trade you, man. So you better sign this offer that we've already given you. We'll see. This is you can't really trust anything Jerry Jones says. By the way, my wife and I did start that Netflix documentary yesterday. I turned it off about 45 minutes in.
Bad?
It is so self-congratulating. It is Jerry Jones talking about himself for at least the first 40 minutes.
Of course it is.
It was just, I sunk the last penny I had into this oil drill, and I knew as soon as I heard that girl moan, talking about the oil drill, that I was going to be rich from it.
Jerry,
and I got $100 million, and I looked in the mirror, I smiled at myself, and I said, Jerry, you just bought the Dallas Cowboys.
I would love to see, like, this will never happen because they want the Cowboys entity. And maybe it is later in that doc, I guess. I would love to hear what like Jimmy Johnson, Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin, these guys really think about Jerry Jones, like off camera.
At least in the first episode, they all love him.
Let's say in the NFL executive shades quarterback contracts. This is from The Athletic. Said, we're just paying guys to pay guys. Are we, number one, overvaluing the quarterback position? And number 2, what position in the NFL are we undervaluing in terms of contracts?
Undervaluing, that's a fun one. It feels like we are overvaluing wide receivers. We are undervaluing offensive linemen. Knew I'd get to it. Outside of left tackle, which is appropriately valued, I think. All of a sudden, offensive lines are incredibly valuable for NFL teams. And we've seen it. The last few Super Bowl teams, we've talked about the center. And the center being one of the biggest pieces. Now, the center is not a super highly paid position. Believe me, I know 2 former centers in the NFL who both of their backs were broken by the end of their career, but the centers just don't get paid too much. Jason Kelce was literally the fire for Jalen Hurts to become an NFL quarterback. So many teams across the league rely heavily on offensive linemen that don't get paid, and it seems like only left tackles do. Now, what was the little bit about quarterbacks? Are we paying them too much?
You said the NFL executive said we're just paying guys to pay guys.
It is crazy how if you are a quarterback in the NFL, all of a sudden you get a record-setting contract.
Yeah.
So Brock Purdy got paid a lot of money. He probably doesn't deserve as much as he got paid, but because he's a quarterback, they were forced to pay him that money.
Not even just Brock Purdy. I mean, look at the guys who are setting the market. Like Mahomes is the 12th highest paid quarterback. You have Trevor Lawrence up there. You have Justin Herbert, Brock Purdy. A lot of guys who, no, are they bad players? No. And some of them are really talented players, but it does feel like, when did it become a thing that just because you're a decent player, you reset a market. It's like, no, resetting the market is for the elite passers. I think a position that we're super undervaluing in NFL, and it's going to change because of a player at Ohio State, Caleb Downs. The safety position, I don't know when that fell out of favor. Everyone used to have great safeties. I mean, remember those Seahawk teams, the Legion of Boom with Earl Thomas and Cam Chancellor?
How about back a little further, talk about Ed Reed?
Ed Reed, Troy Polamalu. I mean, you have teams with excellent safeties. And look what happened with the Bengals. The dirty secret with the Bengals is why they haven't been the same since that team that beat the Chiefs and went to the Super Bowl is they lost Jesse Bates. They lost Von Bell, and it really made up for the fact that their corners weren't very good. Eli Apple and them, they didn't have very good corners, but they played a shell of a defense. They had two excellent safeties, and they were able to really kind of make up for the mistakes on the outside. I think the safety position is being completely undervalued, and we're going to see that level out here, kind of like we saw the running back market last year.
All right, we're going to save big three, number 3 for the next segment, but 858 texting in, Sammy being a Chiefs fan and a Pearl Jam hater are not acceptable. I agree. Even floor.
All right,
quick break here. When we come back, we're going to tell you how to win some Jonas Brothers tickets, pretty much the polar opposite of Pearl Jam, and we will set you up for some more NFL on the other side. It's San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio app. Hey, it's Fletch for Gary Cooper over at Mountain Trust Mortgage and Realty. You could give Gary Cooper a call today, 858-376-1299. You've been hearing me talk about Gary for a while now. And I think my common sentiment, what I try to get across is Gary will fight in your corner. So many times when you're shopping for a real estate agent or a mortgage broker or a lending officer, you end up feeling like you're having to fight against them half the time. Gary Cooper is going to help you any way he possibly can, making sure you don't spend $1 more than you need to, no matter what process of home ownership you're in, selling a home, buying a home, or refinancing your loan. Gary Cooper will fight for you. He's been here in San Diego for over 30 years. He knows the market. Why would you trust someone else from out of market or out of state to come in and facilitate your home purchase? My wife and I are in this. We're in the thick of it right now. We talk to Gary probably once a week. And every time we do, it feels like we learn a little extra nugget of information that we're going to need in our belt while we're going into this war. Give Gary Cooper a call today, 858-376-1299, and let him prove it to you why he's different. Let him explain why when you call 5 different companies, you're going to get 5 different answers regarding interest rates. Gary prides himself on eliminating the smoke and the mirrors and the shell games that different companies will play with you on your way to trying to make the biggest investment of your life. You want a straight shooter in your corner? That's what Gary Cooper is. Give him a call today, 858-376-1299. No matter what your question is about the home buying process or the home selling process, Gary Cooper will have the answer for you. Visit him online at mountaintrustmortgage.com. Give him a call, 858-376-1299. Let him know that Fletch sent you. San Diego Sports 760, our iHeartRadio Music Festival is back, and it's coming up. Live performances from Ed Sheeran, Mariah Carey, Maroon 5, Sammy Hagar, The Offspring, and more. September 19th and 20th at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. 2 nights, 1 stage. Buy tickets now at AXS.com. Get them now before they sell out. And while the world is listening on the free iHeartRadio app, you could be there. 3 chances every weekday for you to win your trip for 2, plus $1,000 spending cash. Next chance to text and win happens at 1 o'clock right here on San Diego Sports 760. Get all the info now at sportsSD.com/festival. Sammy, before we continue on with the NFL, we got a great Deion Sanders story that we're going to get to. Update us on long shots from yesterday. How we doing?
Long shots. So
rewind further. Tiafo, what happened?
Oh my God.
Come on.
That was a brutal beat. My guy Dave hit me on Instagram after. So for those who weren't listening, we were about to cash with Tiafo. It went to a tiebreak. He lost.
This was a tennis bet. That was part of long shots.
Tennis bet that was a part of long shots.
And we needed Tiafo to finish up early yesterday, and it was looking good for a long time in the U.S. Open.
Yes, and he lost the tiebreak. He ended up winning the match, but later on, so brutal beat. I'm not going to say I blame the text line, but all the negative energy that was being thrown my way about tennis picks, I'm just going to say it could have swayed things.
Well, we got another tennis lineup that's going right now, and actually the Coco Gauff match I know got delayed to like 4 o'clock today.
Yeah, so we're one on Alcaraz hit for us last night. Goff and Zverev, 2 different tennis players playing 2 different matches. We're going to play this morning at 9 a.m. They got moved to the night session at Arthur Ashe. So you can watch them. I believe they're going on at 4 o'clock. So we might have the ability to cash 2 long shots by the time we come on air tomorrow.
And today's lineup, I already know this. We got a little sneak peek, is going to be 100% college football. Because we're starting at like 2:30 today. Boise State plays, and it's a wild day of games.
Full college football slate today.
This is going to be fun. Have you seen, by the way, what the U.S. Open is being renamed over the last couple of days because of a trend that's happening out there?
No.
It's become the U.S. Bropen because college kids and finance bros have infiltrated the U.S. Open in New York.
Of course they have.
So it's become a financial flex if you are the guy who has the tallest stack of beer glasses, because they're like $23 a pop. So people are making these beer snakes, walking around with them, showing, look how rich I am and how drunk I am.
It's like what's his face in Step Brothers? The brother who Adam Scott play, the earpiece, got the Ford, the Escalade.
You want to touch these? You want to touch these abs,
I've been
bro?
a carb since 2006, bro.
So yeah, it's being called now the U.S. Bropen because finance bros have infiltrated, and tennis purists are pissed. But the crowds have been a little rowdier. It's been a little bit more of a frat party this year. They say it's looking like the Waste Management Open.
Did you see I was watching the U.S. Open the other night, and they're like supposed to be nice chicken nuggets. That's like what they are for $100. There's 6 of them that come with like 6 sauces, and this literally is like 12 bites in this thing. I was like, there's no shot I'm paying $100. Even John McEnroe on the broadcast was like, that's utterly ridiculous.
Let me talk about this for a second, because SoFi Stadium up there in LA.
I've heard it's bad.
So first of all, tickets are outrageous. I was just looking at Niners Rams tickets for they play on a Sunday coming up. I can't remember what week number it is, but it's early in the season. It's at SoFi. And I'm like, oh, I'm driving distance quick to a Niners game. I'm going. $250 for like the worst seats in the house. So that ain't happening. I'm not justifying that. But I went to one of Tom Brady's Bucs games at SoFi because I figured, oh, when am I going to be able to watch Tom Brady play football? And it was one of his last years. Really expensive tickets that my brother paid for. And so when I got there, I was like, I'll get the food. That'll be my contribution.
Oh, no.
Chicken nuggets, beers, and I think a bag of chips for each of us. $125.
That's crazy.
Total.
I've heard people. So I heard
outrageous. Sammy.
I heard SoFi is like great. Besides the fact that like you're in Los Angeles, there's tons of local food,
and it's all generic BS, and it's not even that good.
That's what I love about Petco. I love that Petco is very San Diego. Like Hodad's is down there. You got the Philly cheesesteak spot. You got a lot of like San Diego stuff where you feel like, okay, if you came to visit San Diego and went to a ball game, you're like, I feel like I'm very San Diego right now.
Seaside Market, Hodad's, everything is at Petco Park. All our local beer.
Like that's disappointing because in a city like Los Angeles with tons of food everywhere, why would you go with generic stuff? I've heard that about it.
All right, we're gonna talk some Deion Sanders here. We're gonna push that a little bit. We got a juicy Deion Sanders topic to get into coming up next. Very cool. Mark Neville CEO of Sports San Diego, is going to be joining the show because they made a pretty big announcement today that affects each and every one of you. We will hear that from the horse's mouth coming up next. Mark Neville on San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio app.
This sport is sponsored by Valley View Casino and Hotel. Aztecs back tonight, season opener. That game will go in at 7 o'clock here. Fletch on the pregame show starting at 5. They open as 16-point favorites in Vegas. They've been bet up to 19.5. Some of the other big games of the day. Nebraska playing at Arrowhead in Kansas City against Cincinnati. That'll be at 6 o'clock. Nebraska is currently favored by 6.5 with superstar quarterback Dylan Raiola. Make a splash, earn some cash at Valley View Casino and Hotel. On August 29th, one lucky winner will wave hello to cash, and more cash, or a spin for $100,000 during the 3 C's giveaway, only at San Diego's favorite casino.
San Diego Sports 760. It's the Fletch Zone. Ben Fletcher, Sammy Long with you till 2. John Schaefer and Jim Russell will take over right after that. And then we got Aztecs football on the broadcast tonight, which will begin at 5 o'clock with myself and JR Tolver. John and Rich will take it after that. It's a big day here on San Diego Sports 760. It's a bigger day, I would say, for Sports San Diego. And we are fortunate enough right now for the CEO of Sports San Diego, Mark Neville, to be joining us. Mark, Ben Fletcher, Sammy Long, how the hell are you, man? It's good to hear from you.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. It's been a while, and appreciate the time.
Mark, this is a big day. Now, I did see a very Gen Z-esque TikTok or Instagram post earlier today that you were the superstar of, and it was to announce that you have landed on a new date for the Holiday Bowl, and it's a date that the Holiday Bowl has never been on before. I'll let you do the honors, Mark. Let it rip.
Yeah, and I by the way, speaking of that little skit we did, I know I'm not an actor. I just do as they tell me to. So,
I thought you looked great, Mark. Really.
But anyway, we're going on a date we've never seen before, and it's a great one. It was our first choice when we were talking with Fox about this, our broadcast partner, for several months ago. So we're going on Friday, which is always good, and then first time ever in January, Friday, January 2nd. 5 p.m. local kickoff, 8 o'clock Eastern prime time. Really, really great date for us, and I'll tell you why. We're a nonprofit. Our whole endeavor is to drive tourism, and we have used the Holiday Bowl since 1978 to drive tourism during what is typically the slowest tourism period of the year here in San Diego. When we have the game on December 27th or December 28th, as we've done a lot here over the last several years, a lot of people don't like to follow their team and travel over the Christmas holiday. And so it just prevents a lot of people from following their team out here and staying in our hotels and enjoying all of our attractions and restaurants and stuff. The best date we had ever had in our history was in 2018 when we played on December 31st. And it was because we got far away from that Christmas holiday and it maximized the fan travel that we were able to secure. This will do the exact same thing. Going on Friday, January 2nd, it's you don't have to worry about the Christmas holiday. People don't have to travel on the Christmas holiday. They can come out on the 27th, 28th, 29th, whatever they want to do, and enjoy San Diego. And then obviously on January 2nd, get to enjoy, I'm a little biased here, but the best bowl game outside of the college football playoff.
It's a pretty damn good one. Always good teams in it. Last year was Syracuse and Washington State. Ended up being a high-scoring affair, which is what you root for, Mark, every single year. Now
we don't like defense. No defense.
Who cares about defense? The coordinators can stay home for all we care. Mark, it is a little confusing for a simpleton like me because I don't know what to call this year's Holiday Bowl because it's actually going to be next year's Holiday Bowl, right? So is it the 2025 Holiday Bowl? Is it the 2026 Holiday Bowl? What are we going with?
We have been struggling with that ourselves. So we're calling this the Holiday Bowl on January 2nd, 2026. That's a tough one. I don't know. It's a 25-26 bowl season. So
right. And so how about teams? Because I think some people still get hung up on the Pac-12 being in this. So is it still the same thing where you have the availability of all former Pac-12 teams as well?
Yeah. So this is year 6 of a 6-year contract. It's basically every bowl game has lines up their 6-year contracts with their conference partners. So this is year 6 of that 6-year contract. When the Pac-12, went all their different ways, it was in the best interest of the entire system to basically still hold on to those same teams. So for us, for the Holiday Bowl this year, we get one of our top 3 picks out of the ACC. And then on the Pac-12 side, we have access to all the current, so Oregon State, Washington State, and former Pac-12 teams. So out of the Big Ten, we still get access to Oregon, Washington, USC, and UCLA. Out of the Big 12, we still get Arizona, Arizona State, Utah, and Colorado. And then where it gets really confusing is that out of the ACC, we still have access to Cal and Stanford. So it is possible we have an ACC game. I don't think it's likely, but it is very possible. I know the ACC would love it because then they would get the total team payout. So, but yeah, so we are ACC Pac-12 this year.
Is it, I don't know if you can answer this, is it better if it's like more the local USC, UCLA, Stanford, or is it better when people are traveling in kind of from all over the country, like the ACC, to come to the game?
There has been a total shift, I think, here over the last 5 years plus, where people aren't as prone to travel with their teams as they once were. So we always like having a local team. It's just an easy drive down here, and they tend to be supported. But it is also still, there's a lot of teams that are in our picture that have incredible fan followings that will follow them regardless. Out of the Pac-12, Oregon is, every time they've come down here, they've filled the building. Washington's great. Utah is incredible. There's a lot of them. USC has been wonderful when we've had them down here. And then on the other side, on the ACC, it's hit or miss. I love that conference. They're like the ADs and the conference office they're amazing people. And we've had some really good teams come into town, and so, there's some out there, that we'd love to get our hands on, like Clemson or Florida State or Miami or, Virginia Tech, teams like that. And, in our selection process where we are we're considered a top tier game out of the ACC. So we're a partner bowl game with the Gator Bowl in Jacksonville and the Pop-Tarts Bowl in Orlando. And we work together to try to make the matchups as good as possible. So we're in a really good spot. We're still considered it. I wish San Diegans knew this, but it's like whenever we travel around, if you talk to coaches that have participated in our game, players that have participated in our game, they look at, and the destination. This trip to San Diego and the Holiday Bowl is if it's not the best, it's up there as one of the best bowl experiences of any game in the country.
Oh, it's San Diego, Mark. We shine.
And I will, credit our volunteers, the ones who wear those red coats in December. In fact, I've been wearing mine today because I got to take it to the dry cleaner because it's pretty gamey from last year. But it is, it's our volunteers that make it special. They're the ones since, our founders back in 1978, in the first game that we had with Navy and BYU. And we've had some incredible games, but it truly, this is a community event and put on by members of our community for our community. Now, I really, I implore people to really consider getting those tickets for our game. It's an important event for us. It's our anchor event for Sports San Diego. We've changed a lot over the last few years where with Sports San Diego now we had the Holiday Bowl and of course the Rady Children's Invitational Basketball Tournament that's over Thanksgiving. That'll be at USD, and we got the defending national champion Florida Gators coming to town with Wisconsin, TCU, and Providence. The Holiday Bowl, we had the California State Games. We brought the New Zealand All Blacks here last summer. Manchester United, we brought them here a couple of years in a row. NASCAR, we just secured NASCAR for June next year. The reason we're able to do that is through events like the Holiday Bowl. So it's really important. The Holiday Bowl is an incredibly important event for us to sustain everything else that we're doing to bring these incredible opportunities and experiences to San Diego, like NASCAR, going out on the base at North Island and the All Blacks. And then not to mention all the number of youth events that we have secured for San Diego, whether it's for soccer or lacrosse or rugby or you name it. So what we're doing at Sports San Diego is important. And the Holiday Bowl, and I encourage everybody, go to holidaybowl.com, by the way, and there'll be a pop-up there. And tickets will go on sale next month. But if you want to get the pre-sale opportunity to get the best seats, you can put your name and email address in there, and then you'll get all the information that you need. But we hope, there's been thousands of volunteers of ours through the years that have put their heart and soul into the Holiday Bowl, and it is still an incredible event. And so hopefully all your listeners will go to holidaybowl.com and sign up and get the information for tickets, because it is an important event for our town.
Hugely important. holidaybowl.com is where you sign up. Now, Mark, I understand there's not a title sponsor as of right now. I do want to let you know I'm going to Vegas this weekend. I do have Powerball tickets. So how do you feel like Holiday Bowl presented by Ben Fletcher, or Ben Fletcher presents the Holiday Bowl? Does that work for you? It could be Fletch and Sammy also.
Please say no.
Any individual or organization or company that has is willing to invest what it takes to make it happen, I'm all for it.
Okay. And is that on you? Like, are you hitting the phones right now, calling all over the place?
We got many people that are out there helping us with it. And, we've gone as late as December before,
right?
When national funding came on to support us at the last minute. But, we've been in this situation before, and, we'll get somebody here sooner or later. We got a lot of active dialogue going on right now.
And if Sammy and I win the Powerball, your job's done. We got you, Mark. Don't worry about it.
You know what? I will shine your shoes for you. That was the way this worked out.
CEO of Sports San Diego, Mark Neville, joining us. Thank you, Mark, for being here. Thank you for all you do for San Diego. We appreciate the hell out of it. Can't wait for some NASCAR. You got a big 2026 coming up, man, and we're excited to see what happens.
All right. Hey, thanks, guys. holidaybowl.com. Holiday Bowl. Here we go.
Holiday Bowl. There we go. Important event for this city, man, every single year. It is San Diego Sports 760. Quick break here. Long shots on the other side. Let's all make some money together. Maybe the Fletch and Sammy Holiday Bowl. I don't hate that at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, if we win the Powerball, our faces are going to be everywhere. Fletch.
Everywhere. San Diego Sports 760. Live on the iHeartRadio app. Long shots next. San Diego Sports 760. We had rain today.
Yes, and it is playing into long shots here in about 2 minutes.
Ooh, I like that. Now, that rain, I felt like came out of nowhere. I guess it's been in the predictions, but it was definitely supposed to stop at like 9 a.m. And from what I can see on my telephone, it's still going on here in San Diego. Wonder what kind of impact that's going to have on tonight for San Diego State against Stony Brook coming up at 7 o'clock, but I'm glad it's playing into long shots. I think I know where you're heading with that, and I like it a lot. Today does feel like the start of college football. I know last weekend we had some games, but that was kind of week 0. It wasn't, there was a top 25 game, but not a ton of recognizable teams. And it was kind of bad football if you were watching a lot of last weekend. It feels like today you got Boise State playing at 2:30. You got San Diego State playing tonight. It feels like here in San Diego, this is our official kickoff for college football season. And we got tons of awesome matchups this weekend. I can't wait for it at all. Now, Sammy, I've not been in the car since 5 a.m. this morning, but what was the rain doing on the roads when you were driving?
It was spitting up in Escondido this morning, and then it stopped kind of by RB, and on my way in, it was getting after a little bit. Just a little drizzle though, nothing bad.
Be careful out there. When it hasn't rained in a long time, tires start to not work properly. Have you ever spun out? I spun out bad in San Diego one time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, getting off the exit off the 15, exiting onto what is it? It's like the end of Friars, and it turns into Rancho Mission.
Yeah.
Right there, I was driving home from an Aztecs game one night and did a full 360 times 2, which however much that is, in the middle of that intersection. No other cars on the road.
Yeah,
so lucky.
Yeah, because San Diego, it doesn't like. I lived in Seattle for 3 years, and the whole city's built to drain. Otherwise, it'd literally be flooded.
Right.
Like, there's drains every 5 seconds. But San Diego, obviously, it's not built because it never usually rains.
It's San Diego. It's perfect.
It pools all the time. So, yeah.
Be careful out there, folks. Be careful if you're heading down to Snapdragon Stadium tonight. I can't wait for this game, man. It's so good to have live college football back in my life. Sammy, is long shots today 100% college football?
It is 100% college football today.
Let's stop wasting time. Let's get right to it. Long shots on a Thursday. Sammy Long, smash that button.
Let's see. Underdogs? Nah, that's old. Those with a less than good chance of winning? Too wordy. Wait, he's all big time now, huh? It's time for Sammy's Long Shots. Hold on. Can't talk until I say the important stuff. Long Shots is presented by Circa Million and Circa Survivor. Now, go.
Squeeze a couple texts in here before we get to the lineup. 615. I know for a fact I could throw a football just as poorly as Tua Tagovailoa, and I'd be happy to prove it for $150,000 a year. That beats slinging 170-pound kegs all day.
Yes, it does.
That is our buddy Budweiser Scott. Scott, you can sling those kegs right over to Sammy's house.
Love Budweiser Scott. Text line is not happy with me taking shots at Pearl Jam.
619. Pearl Jam songs like Just Breathe, Elderly Woman Behind the Counter, and Sirens are basically poetry with music. Is it any surprise that a simpleton like Sammy Long would not be a fan? It is beyond his mental capacity. Sammy spelled with an I-E, which I know for a fact Sammy Long spelled with a Y hates.
Actually, yeah. Well, I don't really hate it. I had teachers used to call me Sam
or Samuel.
They would say, because Samuel's my real name. People would call me Sam. I'm like, I don't even know who that is. Who is Sam? What is that? Text line 619. We have a Pearl Jam fan here. Listen, it's not even that they have a couple good songs. My problem is that they talk crap on all the other bands, like because they think that they're excellent musicians, except there's bands with less musicianship that make way better songs. I'm sorry.
Even though
I'm sure
sleeping on the concrete, head on a pillow, something.
Like Adam Sandler there.
Hey.
Okay, guys, it's long shots. College football. Guys, college football is back. It's the best time of year. We have a week from today. We'll be doing an all NFL parlay. It's absolutely beautiful.
Tomorrow we are too. Season long.
Tomorrow we are too.
Season long football.
We could do a season long college football one. We didn't even talk about that.
Makes me a little more nervous. College kids are unpredictable.
Vito on X, thank you, says Pearl Jam is ass. Sammy is right. Shout out to Vito, man. Shout out to Vito. All right, we're gonna go with the Aztecs tonight for the first pick. Lucky Sutton, running back, looks to be a major feature in this offense tonight and for the season. 70.5 rushing yards, more than. So Vegas told us with the San Diego State game, it was a 16-point spread opening. Now people have been betting the Aztecs. It's up to 19.5 last time I checked. I can see this game being close for a little bit, but I do see the Aztecs pulling away. Stony Brook has no business being on the field with the Aztecs. The Aztecs should get after them here tonight.
I don't know if I'd say that. Stony Brook's pretty good for the FCS.
Yeah, but let's The Aztecs should not. If the Aztecs lose tonight, that's going to be a massive problem. The Aztecs are too talented to be losing to Stony Brook. 70.5 rushing yards for Lucky Sutton. Listen, we know San Diego State wants to run the ball. New quarterback, Jaden Denigal. We know the Sean Lewis system of kind of spread them out wide, want to get in the shotgun offense. But I think tonight we're going to see, especially early until they get a lead, Lucky Sutton. And then also there's the opportunity of what Vegas is telling you is that the Aztecs are probably going to get ahead in this game. What does that mean? We're going to be running the ball a lot, especially if it's spit and rain like it is outside. Would like to see the running game get going. I think Lucky Sutton eclipses this number easily, more than 70.5 rushing yards for Lucky Sutton tonight.
To your point, Marquez Cooper a year ago in the opener, 223 rushing yards, and he was the bell cow a year ago. Lucky Sutton, maybe not the bell cow this year, but he's at least going to get the first crack at things. I like the pick.
Lucky's going to get it, and then he's going to come on our show to discuss why he won San Diego all of the money.
Sure.
All right, then we got 2:30 today. USF, Boise State, sneaky good matchup. Boise State ranked 25. USF's a pretty solid team. Now, we've seen this in the past with teams, mainly TCU and Colorado a couple years ago. When a team has had a really successful year the season before, sometimes they're a little bit overranked. Sometimes we can be susceptible to this. Remember, TCU went to the national championship, got absolutely slaughtered by Georgia, and that's really when the whole Deion Shador train took off because they went into TCU and won that game. Boise State, I think, could be a little overranked here because of the secondary. The secondary is not very good. You lose Ashton Genty, but what we're going to profit off that is Maddox Madsen, the quarterback, had a really nice year last year. 32 touchdowns, nine interceptions, 232.5 passing yards. We're going to go more than because I don't believe in the secondary for the Boise State Broncos. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. The over-under is reflecting that in Vegas. So I think Maddox Madsen, this is a very affordable number, 232.5 passing yards, more than. The reason this is a little low is it was low last year because of Genty. Genty took so many carries, so many yards, that sometimes the quarterback line for pass yards is a little bit lower. We're going to go more than 232.5 passing yards. Then we're going to go to Cincinnati and Nebraska. Shout out to my mom who went to Nebraska. She's a go Big Red tonight.
She's a Cornhusker?
She's a Cornhusker. Yes, she is. Dylan Raiola. So this guy, you may know him. He's the Patrick Mahomes doppelganger. This guy, it's kind of weird.
Even wears number 15, gets the same haircut.
It's a little odd.
Screw this guy.
He does the same celebration.
Sammy's taking less than for sure.
No, I'm actually taking a more than, but on a different number.
Interceptions.
We're going to go pass completions, more than 21.5 pass completions. Nebraska's favored by 6.5 against Cincinnati. Cincinnati's a solid team. Nebraska's a sneaky team to actually make the playoffs this year. It's going to come down to probably that week 7-8 matchup with USC and Nebraska. Both teams probably going to need that win to get in there. More than 21.5 pass completions. The sneaky thing with Raiola, he only threw one touchdown pass each of the last 5 weeks. His passing yards weren't there, but he did have a lot of completions. He hit this number in each of the last 5 weeks last season. They upgraded the receiving core in Nebraska, and this game's going to be played at Arrowhead in Kansas City, which means it's going to be all Nebraska fans. They're just going to be hitting the freeway right down there. I doubt there will be too many Cincinnati fans here. I'm going to stay away from the over-under number of pass yards, but we're going to go with completions. So to recap, Lucky Sutton, more than 7.5 rush yards for San Diego State. Maddox Madsen, quarterback for the Boise State Broncos, more than 232.5 passing yards. And Dylan Raiola, quarterback for Nebraska, more than 21.5 pass completions. I think the check down is going to be in play tonight for Dylan Raiola.
I like it. I like it a lot. College football's back. Sammy, I'll be honest, the last 45 seconds or whatever, I was not listening to a word you said because we got the U.S. Bropen up on TV.
You got distracted?
Doubles lady tennis is electric. They just had one of the sickest volleys I've ever seen going back and forth.
I love some tennis, man.
All of a sudden I'm in.
Tennis is fun. People want to hate on it. Tennis is a fun sport.
I've gotten into it because of long shots, and now I think I'm just a fan. Like, I like the sport a lot. All right, we're going to take a break. Hour number 2 coming up next. Jonas Brothers tickets in hour number 2. We're going to preview some Stony Brook, San Diego State. We'll talk some Padres, and we got a great Deion Sanders quote that we got to get into. All of that still to come, along with Coach Kentera. San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio app. Hey, it's Fletch for Prize Picks. Download the app today. Use promo code Fletch, FLETCH. Get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right, isn't it? We just made a lineup. This could be your $5 lineup. Maddox Madsen, more than 232.5 passing yards. Dylan Raiola, more than 21.5 pass completions. Lucky Sutton tonight for San Diego State, more than 70.5 rushing yards. Lock that one in. Football is here. Every game matters. You don't want to miss a moment this season with Prize Picks. Your favorite players are ready for the season, and it's time for you to cash in on their stats. It's simple. Pick your favorite players. Choose more than or less than on their stat projections, and boom, you got action. Prize Picks makes it fun, quick, and easy. I can build my lineup in under a minute while I'm settling in on the couch, getting ready for kickoff. Maybe have some nachos on the side. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Prize Picks is the best spot to get sports action here in California. Withdrawals fast, safe, and secure with Venmo, Apple Pay, and more. Join the millions of people already playing. Use promo code Fletch when you download the app. Get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
The sports sponsored by Rapid Radio's Aztecs back tonight at 7 o'clock. Debut of the season here at Fletch and J.R. Tolver on the pregame show starting at 5 o'clock. Aztecs currently favored by, opened as 16-point favorites in Vegas. They've been bet up to 19.5. In the big matchup on Saturday, Texas, Ohio State, 9 a.m. on Fox. The line has come down. It opened as Ohio State favored by 2.5. The late money's been coming in on Texas at 1.5, and they're even on the money line if you want them. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkie, offering national LTE coverage and no subscriptions ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids for a limited time. Go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
San Diego Sports 760, hour number 2 here on the Fletch Zone. Ben Fletcher, Sammy along with you till 2. John and Jim will take over then. We got a couple long shots up in the air right now between tennis and college football.
What if we have a double winner tomorrow?
That'd be pretty sweet, man. You would be way too cocky coming into the show tomorrow and make some wild S up on a Friday.
I will be a menace at 12:45 if we hit both of these.
Look, Prize Picks, it's good to be right. That's all I'm saying. So go ahead, download that app. Use promo code Fletch.
It's good to be right. It's not good to be wrong.
No, it's bad to be wrong. Bad. It is San Diego Sports 760. We got a long ways to go on the show today. Coach Kentera is going to be jumping on at 1:30. We're going to talk some Aztecs football with the coach, talk some Padres baseball with the coach. Personally, kind of like the lineup yesterday. All I'm going to say, don't want to get into any battles about it, but I'm a Luis Arraez fan. It's hard to argue with how much he's on base. Pretty annoying to watch play baseball, if we're going to be completely honest. And seeing Ramon Laureano up at number 2, I kind of liked how that looked with the Padres lineup. We'll see what happens. That was obviously a scheduled off day for Luis Arraez, but Mike Shildt has to be thinking about something, right? You don't just make that move all of a sudden out of nowhere. Maybe something's going to be happening down the line. Not saying Luis Arraez is going to the bench. He's far too talented a hitter for that. But could Ramon Laureano being at 2 stick for a while? I don't hate that look. I don't know about you, Sammy.
Well, it was interesting yesterday because watching the game, I don't know if you saw the end of it. It was right after the show, but they pinch hit Arraez, and then Laureano came up. I was like, this is an interesting storyline, not just for who's going to win this game, but who's going to show up. Because if Arraez had hit some crazy had a double or a home run or something, we would be flipping it the other way. Laureano, they both actually kind of came up short. It was nice to see Fernando get on the board there, but yeah, Laureano though. He's been the best player in baseball since he became a San Diego Padre. He has earned the right to be that, and I don't care about one game whether you played well or didn't. The one thing I'll say for Arraez is it's easy to come on here and bash him because he hasn't been good. So it's not excuses being made for Arraez because he has not been a good player. The one thing is that in terms of you look at in the playoffs or a series when you're trying to wear down pitchers, because that's the other game. Remember the Dodgers and Red Sox when the Dodgers, I believe, won game 1 of the World Series, but remember they had to use it went to the 15th, 16th inning and they had to use the entire bullpen. And so you really, even though the Dodgers won the game, you knew they were going to lose the World Series because they just didn't have any arms left. The one thing I'll give Luis Arraez is that he will battle. He does take pitchers, even in bad at-bats. He's tough to strike out. It's 8, 9, 10 counts. So from I understand why Mike Shildt sometimes loves Arraez and the coaching staff loves him. Whereas as the fans watching, it's tough to see sometimes when this guy keeps going up there and it feels like pop out after pop out after pop out. You'd think he'd get it going. It's funny. He has been the one guy that's been consistent against the Dodgers where the other guys haven't. So I will give Arraez that, but I'm with you. I think Laureano certainly deserves to be at the top of or number 2 in the lineup because he's earned it.
And when Luis Arraez is hitting 325, you're fine with it, but he hasn't been this year. So it becomes a little less tolerable and we'll see what happens, but I'm sure he's going to be back in the lineup. He'll probably be back up at number 2. Mike Shildt doesn't love to change things around that much. But we will see. Padres off day today. Tomorrow they start a 3-game series up in Minnesota against the Twins. Curious to see how they respond to losing yet another road series here. Let's get to the big 3 right now. There's a great Deion Sanders storyline popping around that we've been teasing all day. Can't wait to talk about it. Sammy, if you will, let's smash that button.
Your lunch break is here. Ready to go back to the office and knock the socks off your friends? Coworkers? It's time for the top stories of the day. The Big 3.
Text line is still harping on you, Sammy, about Pearl Jam. 858 Sammy, listen to Dissident and then get back to me. 760, I was out of state and bet Cade Klubnik to win Heisman and the Clemson Tigers to win the championship, $10 to win 510. Don't hate that bet.
Interesting. Very interesting bet. I like that bet.
I like the Cade Klubnik part better than the Clemson National Championship part.
Klubnik is interesting. Well, the funny thing that we get week 1 is that, so they're playing LSU.
Right.
Garrett Nussmeier, who in Cade Klubnik are right behind Arch Manning for the Heisman favorite. So one of these guys is going to get eliminated if Klubnik beats him, which they're thinking he will. I believe they're 3-point favorites at home. Then Nussmeier's probably out. I know it's not based on head-to-head performances, but that will be a thing at the end of the year. Nussmeier and him have similar stats. They're going to go with Klubnik. I like that bet. Clemson definitely is a real dark horse. They finally reached into the portal, something Dabo Swinney wouldn't do. And I will check out Dissident 858. I'm not saying Pearl Jam is horrible.
That's the name of their documentary too, right? I think it is.
Oh, if it's like Eddie Vedder on the broadcast, I don't know if I can sit through that.
You can't argue they have good music, Sammy.
No. In all seriousness, they have some good songs.
Even Flow is a great song.
It's a great song.
Is it Jeremy? Is that?
Jeremy.
It's a great song.
They are extremely talented musicians. My problem is that people, it's like their favorite band and they can have no criticism about them. And I'm like, they don't have a ton of hits. They have a few hits. Like, Who has more stadium hits, Aerosmith or Pearl Jam?
Aerosmith. That's
Motley
not
Crue.
It's not what they're going
Van
for, though.
Halen.
They're not going for stadium anthems.
Nirvana.
760. I'm with you, Sammy. Assuming you said the Pearl Jam is trash, I didn't catch that part of the show. Yeah, Sammy hates Pearl Jam.
760. Yeah, I can name.
Mrs. Vetter, you might be listening to the show right now. I think you still live here locally. We love you. Sammy just hates your son.
Better tuned out a long time ago.
All right, Sammy, where are we going with the big three?
Real quickly, I can name 5 bands from the 90s better than Pearl Jam. But that's a segment for another day. Okay. So the Jets. What wouldn't it be without a big three without the Jets? Because the Jets are always causing drama for us. Jets GM says Justin Fields can follow the Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold path in time, meaning Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold completely resurrected their careers after they were essentially kind of cast off as busts. Do you think he will be able to do that? Do you think this is fair?
I don't disagree. I think Justin Fields has been mishandled as a quarterback since he got to the NFL. I really do. Chicago did nothing. Like what they're doing right now with Caleb Williams, surrounding him with talent and an offensive line, they did not do that for Justin Fields. He was kind of forced to overreach as a running quarterback and make things happen. And at times, Justin Fields has been very special in his NFL career. Does he have the arm? No. Is he a ridiculous athlete who can learn the arm? That's what the Jets are hoping for. And I don't think he's wrong. I think he'd absolutely have that sort of second half. With the Steelers, he got a bad break too. He got benched after getting them to 4-2. I don't think Justin Fields is bad. I think he has a good future in front of him. I'm excited to see what the Jets look like with him.
Yeah, I certainly think Justin Fields can. It's odd to me, kind of piggybacking off what you just said. You remember that game where the Bears played the Patriots on Monday Night Football, and it was kind of Justin Fields, like halfway through the season, I believe it was 2 to 3 years ago, and he kind of was his breakout. And then remember the next 6-7 weeks, he ran for like over 200 yards in a game, and he was really doing it by himself. Yes, Justin Fields, if you are thinking Justin Fields is going to be a prototypical drop back passer, no, he is not going to be that guy for you. But if you kind of adjust your system the way the Ravens did fantastically for Lamar, and look what they have. They have a multiple-time MVP winner and one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Justin Fields has talent. He's very good. I didn't think he got a fair shake in Pittsburgh last year.
No.
The guy was 4-2, started 4-0, and I know the offense wasn't clicking, but it's not like it started clicking with Russ. There was a lot of problems with that offense. They really didn't have a number 2 receiver behind George Pickens. The offensive line wasn't very good. I think Justin Fields is a great bargain thing for the Jets, and the best thing for the Jets is that if he sucks and they're picking at the top of the draft next year, they get Manning, Sellers, Beck. I mean, they can have their pick of the litter with all these guys coming out next year. So I think the Jets are actually a little bit of a sleeper team this year, not to win a Super Bowl or anything, but to cause some noise in that division.
Fields and Jackson are the 2 quarterbacks. When they take off and run, they just look different, right?
Yeah, they're faster than everyone else.
Mahomes has his own real shifty way of running.
He's not faster than everyone else.
He's not lightning. No, he's slow. But when Justin Fields tucks it and runs, he looks special, and there's something to that. What's next, Sammy?
Staying in the NFL, legal NFL betting. So this is just the legal NFL betting, estimated to reach a high of $30 billion, $30 billion with a B in 2025. What has gambling done for the game and done for sports?
To the text line people, that every once in a while we will get a complaint about how much we talk about gambling.
Yeah, we get some civil rights activists.
Sammy, would you please read that one more time? What that number is expected to be?
Legal betting in the NFL is expected to reach $30 billion in this year alone, this season alone, on just the NFL.
Degenerates, we are your home. My friends who are heading out to Vegas just to throw a little bit of scratch down on something, come to us. We are family. We are back when America was first being founded and they wrote the words, we open our gates, or whatever the hell they said. We are home.
I bet George Washington would have thrown some money down in some games.
I guarantee you, that wooden teeth son of a gun.
I'm sure they were betting on the ponies after they freed from Britain.
That 6'5" redhead, as he's charging the Delaware, he's thinking in the back of his mind, what is Justin Fields going to do this week?
Yeah, or he could have been like, how long is it going to take for the Boston Tea Party to go? I mean, there's could have been a lot of things that you could have bet on. Over-unders.
It's going to take at least 45 seconds for that tea to drain out of those barrels. That's all I'm saying. All right, Sammy, let's set up the Deion Sanders story, and then let's spend some time on it coming up in the next segment. What did Deion say? Because this is groundbreaking, fascinating, and I think Deion's 100% right.
So let me get it right here. And by the way, yes, gambling, I think it just in general has done wonders for the sport. In terms of
going to Vegas this weekend.
Exactly. And in terms of seriousness, like, think of how many people would play fantasy football or bet on games or whatever it is that before then would not have cared about watching an NFL game or an NBA game or an MLB game or college basketball, whatever it is, that get into it and really start to enjoy it because there's a little money on the game. I don't think it ever hurts anyone. I love it. Okay, Deion Sanders, we're setting this up for the next segment. Yes, the
Hang on, pause. 619 Elder Millennial Quack checking in. Pearl Jam is horrible.
Thank you, Quacked.
949 Sammy only likes the Jonas Brothers. Speaking of Jonas Brothers coming up in 10 minutes, tickets.
J Money. 858
Pearl Jam, not for Sammy. He's more of a Britney Spears guy.
Hey,
he is toxic.
Hey, don't diss on my girl Britney.
He is what's her womanizer. He's a womanizer. That's what Sammy is.
Yeah, exactly. Britney Spears. Shout out to Britney, one of the real OG pop stars. Half of the music industry today would not be around if it wasn't for Britney Spears.
That's a wild thing to say, but sure.
It is true.
How is that true?
Of course it's true. Britney Spears. Okay. Do you think that
it's true in the sense that now people just jump up on stage and get basically naked, like she was the first to do that.
Do you think Charlie XCX is here without Britney Spears?
I do love me some Charlie XCX. It was a brat summer last summer, I tell you what. All right, what did Deion Sanders say?
A brat summer. Okay, Deion Sanders, for those not interested in Britney Spears and Charlie XCX's careers, Deion Sanders is pitching a bonus for players who make the college football playoff. So for paying college athletes, he's basically saying now it's equality. Now it's even. Every player is making the same amount of money. You pay the players for making the tournament and pay them more for when their teams win. So there's incentives of playing in the college football playoff. There's been a lot discussed about for college kids who know they're going to be a top pick in the NFL draft. What is the benefit of playing in these games? We'll get into it on the next segment.
Let's talk about it next. 747. Why is a 23-year-old talking about 90s bands?
Because I'm cultured. 747.
I will say, of all of Sammy's shortcomings, and he does have a lot of them, the kid knows his music. He really does. If you want to bash him, that's fine. Sammy knows music better than most people I know. San Diego Sports 760. Deion Sanders said it. Let's speak it into existence on the other side. It's San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio app. San Diego Sports 760. It's the Fletch Zone. Ben Fletcher, Sammy Long with you till 2. John and Jim will take over then. Aztec football back tonight. They got Stony Brook at Snapdragon Stadium. Pregame coverage gets going at 5 o'clock. Kick just after 7 right here on your home for the Aztecs. San Diego Sports 760. If you don't have tickets yet, go Aztecs.com is the spot to get them. Pack the house tonight, man. Excuse me. All right, we're going to talk some Deion Sanders here. Because Deion Sanders, when he speaks, people listen. All right. And I'm listening to this and I like a lot of what I'm hearing. So let's just put this in perspective a little bit. We had Mark Neville, the CEO of Sports San Diego, on the show a little bit earlier. Sammy, do you know the number that the two teams who come play in the Holiday Bowl get financially for just playing in the Holiday Bowl?
I do not know.
It's over $5 million per team.
Woo!
And that is pretty standard across most bowl games that are not college football playoff level bowl games. It's a lot of money that gets gifted out to these teams for going and playing one extra game every year. Now, Deion Sanders is saying if you make the college football playoff, in order to incentivize players to play and not have the issue like we've had over the last few years, you should be paying them bonuses based on making the college football playoff, advancing in the college football playoff. Now, Deion has yet to be to the college football playoff, so this might
Which is interesting.
Might be hurting his team a little bit. However, I don't think this should just be for the college football playoff. No, in the era of NIL, you should probably be paying players based on the bowl game that they go to. So whatever that number is, there should be a percentage carved out for players to play in it. Who does that hurt? The only people it hurts are the teams. And if you want to keep being selfish about it, that's fine. But players need to be incentivized to play in these games. Otherwise, the product continues to diminish. And the product over the last few years, if you've been watching bowl games across the country, coaches aren't even showing up to some of these games. So in order to make it so that Sammy and I are watching and invested in these games, we want the players we've been seeing all year long to be playing in them. Why shouldn't they get some sort of percentage? They're the ones doing the work. You don't have a product without the players. This is a large part of why NIL had to become a thing in the first place. If you are going to have bowl games, which are extra games that are not required from the beginning of the year, you should probably be cutting out a percentage for players who now legally can make money based off of their name, image, and likeness.
Completely. And with college football, it is such a tricky conversation because it's like, how do you, right? Like the Holiday Bowl. So you look at it and you're like, hey, it's a fun event. It's a bowl game that's not in the college football playoff that I think not just because we have Mark Neville on the show, but I think people really do get excited for it. It's a cool production.
Bowl season is awesome.
Bowl season's awesome. But then it's also hard to falter the kid. And it's frustrating when you're a fan and you're like, okay, well, look at John Mateer. John Mateer was in Washington State last year going to the bowl game. He doesn't play. Why? Because he transferred to Oklahoma.
The coach wasn't even there.
And it's also hard to falter the players because some people go on and bash these kids. It's like, I mean,
what's their incentive to play?
What is their incentive? Outside of the fact that if you're trying to up your status to maybe get a transfer to get to the NFL draft, if I'm already the man, if I'm John Mateer and I know I got offers to go anywhere I want, why am I going to risk having a knee injury, getting injured, and then all of a sudden all my money goes away? So yes, there's something to be said for paying these guys if they go play in bowl games. In the college football playoff, the pros and cons of this, because that's kind of what was around, was if you make college football playoff, if you win in the college football playoff, you get money. The only drawback of this is that now you're going to see kids, which is ironic coming from him, like you pointed out about Colorado, because if I'm a 5-star wide receiver and I have a choice between going to Georgia, Colorado, or Utah, what's the most likely team that's going to be in the college football playoff? Georgia. So I'm sitting there going, well, that's great. So now I know that I have a chance to go make money. I think what's been so beautiful about the college football playoff expanding to 12 teams and now going even more is that you have teams that we're talking about earlier. Nebraska, they're ranked outside the top 25. They have a shot to get in the playoff. Boise State tonight, USF, hell, San Diego State. We'll see what the hell happens. Like now it's so many teams before when it was only the top 4, we're just eliminated off the jump. I mean, you could eliminate 75% of teams, almost maybe 85% when it was top 4 who were not going to make the playoff, had no chance of making the playoff, even if they went undefeated. So I like the incentive of it. But we'll see if it comes true.
858 texts in incentives for the playoffs. Sure. Incentive for the Cheez-It Bowl. Hard pass. Yeah. Why? Well, like, seriously, why? It shouldn't be as much as the college football playoff. There should be bigger incentive to getting into the college football playoff. But why would you not want to make it? These teams are getting paid out regardless to go play. Why would you not make it so the players are getting a cut of that so they're incentivized to go actually play in the bowl game?
Well, it's hard because bowl games are fun, but obviously, bowl games used to be a big deal. Like the non it's a national championship. Even if you weren't playing the BCS, if you won a Rose Bowl, if you won a Peach Bowl, I see both sides.
Ornberger talks about going to the Rose Bowl. I can't remember what year it was, but Penn State got invited as one of the coolest experiences of his life, NFL or college.
Right. In fact, sometimes winning the Rose Bowl, even not over the BCS, but meant just as much. Like you played in one of the most classic games there's ever been that you grow up on TV watching. I understand this for like the problem logistically is that if you're going to pay for the Cheez-It Bowl, who's paying for that and how much money are they going to play?
Cheez-It. They're already paying for it. They're already paying out the two teams or the organizations like Sports San Diego. It figures out a way here in San Diego to get the two teams paid. And a lot of time that's through the sponsorship. It's been DirecTV the last couple of years. Who's it going to be this year? We don't know.
If they're going to pay, I think you will see kids stick around. If they're not going to pay, it's tough to falter the kids for going. I mean, if you were an agent, there's no way you would let your kid play or a parent let your kid play if you have all this money on the line where it's the NFL or a transfer or something like that and risk injury. So I think in terms of the playoff, it would be fun. It would make teams have to try to make the college football playoff instead of a lot of teams that are just trying to, play. You know what I think real quickly before we get out of here, what it might take away is schools playing BS directional schools to pay them a bunch of money and slaughtering them by 60 when that does nothing for your college football playoff resume, where if they're getting paid to go to the college football playoff and win college football playoff games, guess what? We're going to see more Texas, Ohio State on Saturday to open the year.
Coach Kentera coming up next. Let's get into some college football with the coach and some Padres with the coach. Right now, your chance to win Jonas Brothers tickets, a 4-pack of them. They are going to be at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater coming up on September 4th. If you want to go to that show, if you got kids, if you got a wife who's into them, call right now, 877-767-4760. Jonas Brothers tickets on the line. Coach Kentera coming up next. San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio app.
This sport is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Aztecs back tonight, 7 o'clock, taking on Stony Brook. You can hear that game right here on San Diego Sports 760. J.R. Tolver and our very own Ben Fletcher will be on the pregame show starting at 5. Aztecs open as 16-point favorites. They've been bet all the way up to 19.5. The other big college football game going on today, Cincinnati taking on Nebraska. Nebraska favored by 6.5. That game will actually be in Arrowhead Stadium where the Chiefs play. At Progressive Insurance, they offer auto, home, and commercial auto insurance, plus a variety of business insurance options to cover your small business needs and more. Visit progressive.com today. Again, that's progressive.com.
San Diego Sports 760. It's the Fletch Zone. Ben Fletcher, Sammy Long with you till 2. John and Jim will take over then. Congrats to our buddy Scott, who's going to see himself some Jonas Brothers.
Scott's the man. He said he's taking his, well, I don't want to, surprise. He's taking a certain family member.
Little lady friend action? I don't know. I couldn't really hear you, Sammy.
No, his daughter.
Oh, that's good for Scott. Have a great night, Scott. Don't let her fall in love. It'll be easy with Nick Jonas's eyes looking down from that crowd. It is San Diego Sports 760 every week on Thursday, 1:30. The coach is kind enough to stop by. Coach Kentera, how the hell are you, my friend? Kind of a cruddy day here in San Diego. We don't get those too often.
That's all right. It'll get a whole lot better when a ball is kicked off tonight at 7:05 there at Snapdragon. Looking forward to coming down for the ball game tonight.
Yeah, swing on by pregame. We'll be on the yellow lot, myself and J.R. Tolver from 5 to 7. We'd love to have the coach make a little surprise appearance on the pregame show.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get down there early, and I guess I got to park in the purple lot from what they told me. So I'll find you guys. It'd be good to see J.R. I was very fortunate to be a part of the broadcast crew when he was a star wide receiver along with Kasim Osgood. He had that record-setting year, and I'm still looking for the picture. His final college game, we got a picture of me and him when I had him on the post-game show, and I'm still waiting to get that picture from his mother.
You'll find it, I'm sure, Coach. What's funny about J.R. Tolver, he talks about that season in one specific game, and I can't remember who they're playing, but I think he actually had 289 receiving yards. But over the years, that number has grown up to 489 receiving yards in one game. And JR is the absolute best. But, Coach, let's talk some Padres baseball, because this stat has now popped up over the last couple of days and has taken over all of San Diego media. 1-9 in road series against playoff teams. How concerning is that for you as the Padres are making their way to a postseason berth?
Well, I think it's very concerning. I mean, the Padres, they got a lot of problems, to be honest with you. You take a look at that starting rotation. We're hoping Michael King can get back. You don't really know what you're getting out of Pavetta's been the most consistent pitcher, and quite frankly, he's probably one of the top 5 pitchers in the National League this year, the way he's pitched. He's having a career year. He's never finished a year, guys, with an ERA under 4, and he's well under 2, right, or under 3 right now. So, doing a great job there. But Dylan Cease is an issue. You really don't know what you're getting out of Yu Darvish from one start to the next. And then you got, JP Sears got optioned out again. You're hoping to get Michael King back. He's going to throw a simulated game. Hopefully, when they get back home early next week, they'll activate him. Randy Vasquez down in AAA right now. I mean, Nestor Cortez gave him a good start the other night, but again, he hadn't pitched a whole lot this year, and a lot of issues there. But then, everybody wants to talk about their record. I mean, there's some guys that just had brutal months. I mean, they can talk about Tatis getting on base all he wants, but he got 1 homer this month, and he has driven in 11 runs, and I know he's leading off, but Manny's got 1 homer and 7 RBIs. One guy's hitting 242 in the month, the other guy's hitting 224, and 2 homers out of Tatis and Machado in a month, and that's not good. I mean, the power shortage on this team is really starting to show up.
Coach, where are you at on the whole Luis Arraez? He was obviously an off day yesterday. Should Ramon Laureano be batting too? Where should you play Arraez? Where do you feel on all that?
Well, Ramon Laureano didn't look too good yesterday in the 2-hole. I'm sticking Arraez there. I mean, he was there when he came over last year a bunch I know earlier this year, they hit a little bit of cleanup early in the year, but most of the time, 90% of the time, maybe even 92% of the time, he's been the number 2 hitter. I think Luis Arraez, quite frankly, is the least of the Padre problems. I think Machado's got to start playing better baseball, and I think Tatis has got to find a way to hit with a little bit more power. They can talk about him having a high walk percentage and all that stuff, but Fernando Tatis ain't in the lineup to walk. He's in the lineup to do damage, and he hadn't done a whole lot of damage.
Coach, it's not a problem until it becomes a problem. And Coach Kentera joining us today on San Diego Sports 760. You can find him on YouTube at San Diego Sports Talk. But Coach, Jackson Merrill returning from the IL, presumably this weekend. Gavin Sheets has been one of the better hitters in all of baseball over the last few weeks. I mean, it's not a problem until it's a problem, but Jackson Merrill comes back. Obviously, you're sticking him back in center field and someone has to go to the bench. It looks like that's probably going to be Gavin Sheets. Is that the right call?
Well, I'll tell you, Fletcher, I think you bring up a very, very good point. Not an interesting point, but a very good point from a simple standpoint. Hey, let's face it, Jackson Merrill's not having a good year to begin with. And he's been on the IL 3 different times. First, he missed a month with the hamstring. Then he slid in head first, got a concussion at second base. Now he got the ankle, got a bone bruise. You're sticking him in the heat of a pennant race. And they may activate him, tomorrow, Saturday, maybe in Minnesota. I think, to be honest with you, I think I would wait until Monday when the rosters expand. You can bring up one more player, a position player, and you can add a pitcher on Monday. So I think, to me, I'd give him those extra days, but you know what? I know he's going to be a big part of this franchise going forward. I totally get that. I know he'd be irritated, and let's face it, Mike Schilt doesn't like to hurt the feelings of his ball players. Okay, you're out to win ball games, not popularity contests. And quite frankly, I think Jackson Merrill comes back. You got to go with the hot hand. You got to have Sheets out there. If you want to put Merrill in, get his feet wet, or maybe even send him down and let him get a few at-bats in AAA for a couple of days. Well, actually, AAA is starting to wind down right now. But I can't just send Sheets to the bench. I mean, he was a good soldier. He's performed when he's been given the opportunity, and whether or not you send Sheets to the bench or maybe Ryan O'Hearn. Ryan O'Hearn's swinging the bat. I mean, both those guys are supplying a lot of power that this ball club desperately needs right now, because let's face it, when you get to the postseason, you got to have guys that can hit the ball out of the ballpark. You're not going to string 2, 3, 4 hits in a row usually against quality pitching. You're going to be going against 1, 2, and 3 guys, especially in the first couple of games. You're going to get the other team's best 2 starters, and you got to find a way to score runs. And let's face it, when the Padres have played well this year, they've hit home runs, but that's kind of becoming few and far between. When you look at the stats, they're way down in the home runs.
Coach, do you think them winning the division is directly correlated to them going far in the playoffs, or do you think it's more of a just get in situation?
I think just get in. I mean, we've seen so many teams, Sammy, they get hot, they get in there, and they get rolling, playing on a consecutive basis. And, I watched the Dodgers last. Dodgers are playing really well. I mean, after the first 2 games down here in San Diego, they beat the Padres, and they blew through Cincinnati. And Cincinnati hadn't been swept all year. And they won 3 games very decisively. Last night, between Ohtani and the bullpen, they struck out 19 Cincinnati Reds. That's like incredible. But the bottom line, Dodgers can be beat. Everybody can be beat. And the Padres get in and they sort out this pitching, and some of their big name stars start playing like they're supposed to, then the Padres are going to be okay.
Let's talk about a guy who you were really high on when he signed with the Padres, and he started off incredibly. Freddie Fermin, coming over and trade from the Kansas City Royals. He red hot when he first got to the Padres. I think he's been an excellent situational player. He's one of the better bunters on the team, and that's come into play over the last few weeks. But Freddie Fermin, since he's got to the Padres, he's done something he hasn't really done in his career, which is be an everyday guy. And it seems like his numbers are starting to tail off a little bit. Would you be looking to find him some more rest days outside of just when Nick Pavetta's pitching?
No, I'm running him out there. He's a better option right now than Diaz. I mean, he's hitting, 255 right now. He gives you a good quality at bat. I know yesterday he went 0 for 3, but hey, The night before, he had that nice safety squeeze to drive in a run, and he had a hit that night. He's hitting in the number 9 spot. And look at how dreadful the catching offense was all year long. I mean, Martin Maldonado had a hard time getting to the 200 mark. He finally got to the 200 mark and ended up getting DFA'd. Diaz hit some home runs here and there, but right around the 200 mark. I'm going with Fermin, because I think Fermin he's a little bit better at shutting down the run game. He's got one of the best pop times in all of baseball, normally about 1.88 from the time it hits his glove to it hits the shortstop or second base glove. I think that's a plus. He's done a great job coming in. You normally hear these organizations when they bring in a catcher, it's like, well, it's going to take time to, him to mesh with this guy and that guy. That's a bunch of crap. Okay. If you know how to catch and know how to work with pitchers, you're going to be able to make the adjustment. He's done a great job in that area. He's hitting 9th in the lineup. I think he's doing a good job. And yeah, you're going to try to get him a day here and there, but hey, you're in the middle of a pennant race right now. You're trying to win a division. Let's go.
Coach, I know you follow, every sport. College football getting going tonight. Aztecs on a national scale. Do you have any early championship picks? What's the matchup going to be?
Oh, I think we're going to know, and I know, you got several months to go, but I'm really zeroing in on that game on Saturday morning at 9 o'clock. That's going to be a hell of a football game for an opener. I was thinking about it earlier when I was getting ready for my podcast tomorrow. That game tomorrow, I can't remember a better kickoff on the first big Saturday of college football than Texas going in to take on the Ohio State Buckeyes. I can imagine right now in Columbus, Ohio, people are just frothing at the mouth for this matchup. And I've been there with San Diego State. I had the opportunity, guys, to broadcast 3 games from that stadium when the Aztecs went back there. And actually 2 of the 3 games they very well could have won. Kirk Morrison was a young player on one of those teams. And the fans back there are really amazing. It's going to be a fantastic game. And I'll be honest, I'm pulling for Ohio State because we got a local kid from Carlsbad High School, Julian Sand, as a starting quarterback. But I think it's going to be a great college football season. I'm really excited to see the Aztecs tonight. Stony Brook, this is not a layup game for the Aztecs. It's a program that had the best turnaround really in collegiate football last year. Stony Brook, the year before, 2023, they went 0-10. Last year, they went 8-4. Their coach at his level was named the National Coach of the Year. They got some really, really talented guys coming back. So I know when everybody saw Stony Brook, it was ha ha, he, this is going to be a layup game. I don't know. I mean, I got to see this Aztec football team play, but hey, let's face it, from considering last year to where they're going now, some of the players they brought in, it should be much improved from that 3-9 season a year ago. At least, I certainly hope so.
Yeah, Coach, it wasn't until really last night when I started doing a bit more of a deep dive on Stony Brook that I started to get a little nervous. Mm-hmm. They got a running back who's good enough to be in FBS programs, who is going to be a bell cow. It is a 2-quarterback system. They lost their guy from a year ago that led them to 8-4. But they'll use both quarterbacks, which is always tricky for a defense. And from San Diego State's point of view, they really struggled with run defense a year ago. In Stony Brook, if they're going to hang their hat on anything, it's that they have an excellent run game with an excellent running back and a coach, and Billy Kosh, like you mentioned, who's already turned around the program. And he's as young as anyone in college football. He's 33 years old, the coach. It's like we have 2 of the youngest coaches in college football going head-to-head tonight, and I can't wait for it. It's going to be so much fun to have football back. Can't wait to see you down there, Coach. Please do come by, say hi to myself and JR Tolver, and hopefully we get to see you tonight, Coach.
Hey, what time are you guys starting?
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. I'll be down there. I'm going to try to get down there a little bit after 4, and I'll wander around. And looking forward to seeing the Warrior Walk and all that good stuff. I really hope the Aztecs get off to a great start tonight.
Our first hour is wide open, Coach. Would love to have you swing by, and the Warrior Walk goes right by where we're broadcasting from. So we will see you tonight. Coach Kentera, all-time appearance. Well done, sir. Find him on YouTube at San Diego Sports Talk. New podcast tomorrow? I believe so. It's San Diego Sports 760. We'll take a break here. When we come back, we will get you ready for San Diego State football. Can't wait for it. That's next.
This is for all you Pearl Jam fans.
San Diego Sports 760. Sammy and I are just about done. I will be back at 5 o'clock on the air, getting you ready for some Aztecs football. Just gave you a little bit of breakdown with the coach of what to expect tonight. Obviously, we'll go much deeper coming up tonight at 5 o'clock right here on San Diego Sports 760. Then John Schaefer, Rich Ornberger on the call tonight. It's going to be good to have those voices back in our heads.
Hey, Schaefer, year 2. Very excited. Rich, I mean, there's a couple goats up there in the broadcast booth.
Pretty damn good, man. We're fortunate here in San Diego. One thing that I'm wishing for tonight for San Diego State, if there's one problem that they can fix from a year ago, what I really believe hindered them, can we go one game, no offsides penalties?
Yeah.
One game of clean, no procedural penalties. Everyone's going to get a hold called on them at some point. There's going to be an unnecessary roughness at some point. There's a difference between effort penalties and mental penalties. If you just cut the mental penalties by half this year, which is still probably too much, Aztecs are going to be in a much better spot.
I want to see? I want to see Sean Lewis win the coin toss and take the ball.
Yeah.
That never happens because it's always been leaning on the defense. I think show some faith in Denegal, show some faith in Lucky Sutton. Hopefully the offense gets going tonight, and we're talking about an Aztecs W tomorrow.
Why don't we get Lucky Sutton 70-plus yards in the first half?
That would be beautiful.
I wouldn't hate that.
Hey, Lucky, all of San Diego's counting on you.
You go do you, man. Don't worry about us. We'll be just fine.
Hey, national championship picks. It is the start of college football officially today.
I like Penn State. I think I've been on that for a couple weeks now. I'm not going to change my tune. I like Penn State. I think Franklin finally gets it done here. It's going to happen this year.
Okay, playing who? Or do you not have that?
Shoot. Why don't we do Penn State, Ohio State?
Okay. You're going all Big Ten matchup. So every college football playoff winner has been in the top 6 ranked to start the season. Texas is 1, Penn State 2, Ohio State 3, Clemson 4, Georgia 5, Notre Dame 6. I'm going to go. I hate to be no, I'm going to go Clemson. I think Klubnik gets it done. Klubnik has been very underrated as a quarterback. Dabo finally went in the transfer portal. They have a pretty easy schedule out there in the ACC. I think they get it. I think they match up against Notre Dame and the true freshman CJ Carr with Marcus Freeman. I think they get back there once again, but I do think Clemson and Dabo get it done.
Sammy, I'll see you in about 5 hours.
See you later, buddy.
See you later. Dave on YouTube saying, wish I could go tonight for the first game. Go Aztecs.com, Dave. Hit it up. Buy some tickets. Sorry you didn't win yesterday. Wish we could have.
Dave, we're winning long shots tonight.
San Diego Sports 760. We're out of here. The voice of the Aztecs, John Schaefer, alongside Jim Russell, coming up next at San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio app.